Good evening, everybody. Good evening. This is Christian in Focus. I think this might be episode 7. Trying to stay consistent. It's going down. Happy Friday Eve to everybody, all the beautiful people on that side of the internet. Today I got a pretty interesting show planned. My homeboy Ryan Martin, aka Big Money, is gonna be on the stream today. We're gonna be, we really just gonna be kicking it, talking like we have normal conversations on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Ryan might piss you off. I'm gonna give y'all fair warning, but that's the reason why. That's my dog. Because if you ain't pissing people off, you ain't saying something right. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to have your own side. You got to be able to have your own opinions, and that's one thing I love about Ryan. If you don't know, my hair gets cut by Joe. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout my boy out. Follow my barber at Haircut Joe. If you or any of your kids, your husband, anybody need a fresh haircut, you're on the southwest side of town, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you go and see my boy. That's his Instagram ticket at the bottom of the screen right there. Let me go ahead and bring Ryan on to the stage. The man,
What's
the
up?
myth,
What's
the
up?
legend, Mr. Ryan Martin.
Nice to see you again, Christian.
How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother?
Just another day in the life. I'm just happy to be living the dream.
I'm doing this backwards, but I'm doing it now. So,
Thanks
Ryan,
for
tell
having
the
me on.
people about yourself, man. Tell the people about yourself. Let them know who you are, where you come from, where do you hail from.
Well, like you, I was Navy brat, moved around from Texas originally back here after graduating high school in California. Went to college in a couple different places due to our really weird education system that we have. Bounced around a few times, got into a tremendous amount of debt, which eventually led me into the oil field, which I've been doing for about 8 years now, to pay off all that debt. Father, husband, recently trying to get deeper into faith, and taking it one day at a time. Just truly blessed every day to be able to work and be able to have a family. Can't complain.
Can't complain. Truly blessed. He did just have a beautiful little girl.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
she is nine and a
Beautiful
half
little
months.
sweetheart. My girl Max. My girl Max. So, Ryan, today, my boy Don, he requested that I speak about this Substack article that I wrote. I wrote maybe about a week ago. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly when I wrote it, but I did get a pretty warm reception of it. And it was about college. And is college worth it? My story, right? I graduated from the Prairie View A&M University. Extremely proud Panther. Love my school. Love the education that I received. It was a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful experience. But for me, I don't know if going to college was the most lucrative thing, right? And so, like, now that I'm older and I'm a father as well, I'm an entrepreneur. Graduated from school and was essentially lost, right? Like, when you go to school for political science, like I did, right? I was a political science bachelor. Went to school for political science. There's only a few things you can go do. You can go back to school, become a lawyer, get further in debt. You go and work for one of your local politicians, which is fine. Those jobs pay shit, right? Like, so if you're trying to get out of debt, that's not gonna work, right? Or you go and do like John Taffer and you become somebody that walks around and tells people that their restaurant is dirty and it stinks and no one's gonna want to come here because that motherfucker's a political science major.
And people get paid a lot of money to talk trash.
Right. So I mean, like there was not a lot of flexibility afterwards, right? Like oh, you can become a teacher, but still, that actually doesn't help to knock down the student loan debt. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, those jobs don't even fucking put a drop in the proverbial bucket of how much goddamn money I fucking owe
Phew.
the United States government. I owe the government a lot of goddamn money. I owe the government as much. I could have bought a house with the amount of money that I borrowed from these motherfuckers.
Definitely in the six-figure range when I got out of college.
Yeah, I mean, like, shout out to my boy Ryan. Ryan did an amazing thing, right? Like, Ryan said at the beginning that he went and worked in the oil field to pay down his debt. And my boy was out there grinding. I mean, you want to tell them what you did?
Well, I work in the pipeline industry. I run an excavator, which is a trenching excavator, digging pipeline, which is one of the most dangerous jobs in the oil field. The machine I run, they had nickname out there on the pipelines called the Widowmaker because basically essentially dig a big trench in the ground and we never miss a line. So if there's a line that's in the ground that no one knows about from a long period of time ago or unmarked and there's high gas pressure, etc., we hit it, it goes boom, everything blows up like a IED or grenade going off underneath you. So it's very dangerous, but definitely don't get paid enough to do what I do. Definitely going to start transitioning out of that, but it's very hot, very cold, very messy, long days, 15 plus hours. But at the same time, I work with a bunch of people that I've known for almost 10 years now, family members, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. All the people I work with are very awesome. The company I love, I get paid very well, got me out of college debt. Like I said, the six figures plus of debt in less than 10 years now. I've already paid it all off. Moving, I've got land that I want to eventually build a house on. I got a wife. I mean, so I can't really regret all my life choices because where I am now is I couldn't dream of being anywhere else.
As far as you having to go and work on the goddamn Widowmaker, bro,
Yeah,
like to pay down your college debt, like just
yeah,
to be, you know what I mean? Like that's extreme, fam.
yeah.
Like,
Well, like you said in your Substack article, we I think everybody, we're both millennials, both in our mid 30s. Everybody we know said college is good. College equals good. Like our parents, their parents were taught, like, hey, go to college. Because most of our parents, my parents didn't go to college. One of my parents went to college. So they always thought, hey, you want to do better than us, you need to get an education, education, education. My mom was on me every single day. And so my sister went to college. She's actually a lawyer. So she did something with it. She went for a degree that was very important and she works and makes really good money in that field. My brother went to college. I went to college. And it was just like, all right, my older two siblings went to college. This is the path. And everybody in the world said, you need a degree. You need a degree to get any type of job or make any type of money. And then, that was back in 2008 when I graduated high school. And hindsight now we're in 2025 and what I would say over 75% of the jobs that you can do nowadays and make pretty good money, you don't need a degree. So it was just a very bad decision in hindsight, but that's all we knew at the time.
and that's basically what I'm saying in the article. Boy, somebody was reading it, and in the article, I said, the more I learned, the more I realized how much of the advice I got growing up was just wrong. Like, not
Mhm.
malicious wrong, not like
No,
anybody was intentionally misleading me. It was just the information was outdated. Like,
yeah.
and the people around me weren't necessarily informed about like what the forecast would be as far as like this investment, because it's just a dream. Like, the dream is you go to college, you get these degrees, you come out, you get a good job, because that's what they're telling you. But
Yeah.
there was a point in time, right, when the workforce was all white, where you didn't even have to go to college to become like a stockbroker.
Mhm.
You just needed to know somebody. Like, and then they changed it and said, well, like now you need to go to school. But then school became ridiculously fucking expensive.
Yeah. And nowadays, you can basically be a amateur stockbroker by your phone. You can do it instantly.
You can do
Day trade.
everything on your phone now.
I think it was. I think about it at hindsight of looking at everything and then how where we are today. Uh, it was definitely like the American culture of pushing college, and it was combined with the mindset, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. But I don't. When you have parents that never went to college or working blue collar jobs, you aspire to not want to do those type of jobs. And so you really don't think about lawyers and doctors. I think our as a society we don't push that enough. I mean, but you see a lot of like maybe Asian households that they push a doctor, lawyer, do these things. So you see the Asians they typically go into fields that are in the medical field. So they go to college for a purpose. And I think in America, we go to college just because we go to college. There was no really reason behind it. It was just, hey, you can be successful no matter what you do. They didn't really push a specific trajectory. It was go to college, get an education. That's what we heard. Education's good, but there was never really a path set up to be like, hey, this is the path you need to take. You don't need to go do liberal arts. You need to go do sciences.
Yeah, yes, yes. And that is essentially like what I'm saying, what happened to me, right? Like, I went to go get a degree in political science. Why? Because maybe one day I want to be the governor.
Mhm.
But you don't need a degree to be the goddamn governor.
Yeah.
All you need is a few $1,000,000 and a bulldog of a campaign manager and, luck to be on your side. You could be the governor. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Greg Abbott is a lawyer. You know what I mean? He went and became a lawyer. Not saying that. He's actually a pretty smart lawyer. But him being a lawyer has nothing to do with him being the goddamn governor.
No, not at
Nothing at
all.
all. Nothing at all.
Lawyer, I mean, politics is all about networking, your social skills, and what you can do for somebody else while knowing what they can do for you. Really, to scratch my back, scratch your back, sort of thing. That's the world of politics. Get leverage, out leverage the people that you want to get ahead of. The dog eat dog world. Find the dirt, use the dirt, and move up. And hopefully, you don't ever get no dirt found out on you.
But that's why I feel like there's like this invisible hand right in the back that is trying to turn everybody into this like class of like working slaves. Like this is why they put us all in the college grinder and was like, yo, go to college so you can get these jobs, right? You can get these
Mhm.
jobs and then we'll pay you so you can work for us and you can do things. But nobody's actually creating anything for real. They're just like
Yeah,
doing stuff for these like larger corporations who are like having you push paper or, do whatever bullshit ass research that doesn't actually help humanity. But you can't really get these people into these machines unless they go to college. Well, now you
yeah,
got to go take an IT course. That's the
hmm
thing now. Like everybody, I got
yeah.
a
I
bunch of
mean,
homies going into tech now.
you speak on that. Excuse me. Perfectly. I think you see college and universities, the sort of academics they push. I mean, same, I would say in our grandparents' age and our parents' generation, they push completely different type of academics than they do when in our age. Right? More our era is like liberal arts. It was, and then now you see in the 2020s, you have brand new education systems, kind of like in Harvard studying Taylor Swift and trans ideology or whatever, just random nonsense that doesn't do anything for society or make anybody better, and there's really no career field to go into. But colleges and universities understand that they needed to offer whatever it is. It could be picking up trash off the side of the road degree, but if you like that, if someone's out there likes it and is going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars or take out a loan to get in debt to do it, they're going to provide it. They're just trying to fill the hole of whatever anybody needs. So doesn't matter what it is, they want your money. So they'll make up some BS degree to like, hey, come here and get this degree and make you feel somewhat accepted or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's a big business. And they understand that the government's going to continue giving you your loans. The government's going to back the loan. So if you default, college and universities are getting their money no matter what. The government ain't going to let you up. They ain't going to say, hey, no, don't worry about it. Don't sweat. You can file bankruptcy. No, you're done. You're done. Your entire future is ruined. And those college and universities get the money, and then they continue to raise prices. It's never going to change.
It's slavery.
Absolutely.
It is
Modern day slavery,
absolutely,
yes.
it's slavery. Now, don't get me wrong. Like there was a guy posted this in a Facebook group, and there was a guy. He was like, I've made over $1,000,000 like since I got my degree, but I got my degree in pharmacy, and I wanted to like reach to the screen and like. Psh, like, bruh, like if you would have opened the goddamn article and first of all, you'd have seen that I said if you went to school for something that makes money, like being
Yeah.
a nurse, being a lawyer, becoming a pharmacist, something like that for sure. And it's true, you do see a lot more foreign people come into the workforce, going into the school system and doing those things, right? Like whether it be, because somebody in their family does it or, their family is pushing a specific kind of lifestyle for them. But then you
Well,
also see people who go and, get these high level degrees and then they don't use them at all. They go and become doctors and do it for a little while and they get tired of that. And, like, oh boy, that he became an actor. The guy that was on,
oh, the Asian guy from Hangover.
the Asian guy from Hangover, right? He
Yeah,
became an actor.
Ken something. Yeah,
Right? Like and who knows how much money he spent to become a doctor, but then he
yeah.
went and spent all that money to become a doctor and then became a famous actor. Now I'm glad it worked out for him. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was a good doctor making good money, and then he just so happened to get onto this acting field, and then it took off like crazy. So I mean, it definitely helped out, worked out. But the touch base on, like you said, like foreign people that come over here in the first generation, second generation, a lot of them, their parents and ancestors struggled, especially back home. They came here, and I feel like they have they have pride and they feel like they owe their ancestors that they grind and get a degree in something that's going to change their entire family history, like their future going forward, and be the to be the person that bring their family out of poverty. And I think we, like in America, over the last, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, at least in our lifetime, we're so privileged. I mean, just, I'm not speaking for everybody. Obviously, there's people that are in hard times, but for us, middle class, we have everything, anything and everything. We haven't gone through any real struggle. You know what I mean? Like living in a house with dirt floors or not being able to get water, etc. Like some of these people are coming from those areas, so they have the drive and determination. Like they say, like what easy times make weak men or something like that. That's the old saying. That's what like our society has been that. We've had such easy times. We had the internet blow up, social media and all this. We have all this stuff at our tip of our hands, plus anything and everything we could possibly eat or drink at a moment's notice. Now we're getting it delivered to the door for DoorDash and Grubhub. We become a very lazy, complacent, weak society. And so some of these people that are first generation, second generation, they're not used to that. They think this is like heaven, and they're going to grind and do everything they possibly can to continue having that dream, while Americans sit around and think it's going to last forever, and then they get left behind.
So do you think that America has just become inherently lazier over the years? And what do you think that is attributed to?
Yeah, absolutely. I think America as a whole has become lazier, not in the sense of they just, I mean, the introduction of social media, the everything at our fingertips, our phone, everybody's in their phone at all times. Nobody wants to learn anything new because, hey, I could just Google it. Hey, I could just add, now with artificial intelligence, now I could just add ChatGPT, and no one really has any background information on anything they provide when it comes to, oh, I asked ChatGPT, this is the facts, and they just run with it. So they feel like they really don't need anything. They have everything and anything and everything they want, depending on where your tax bracket is. I mean, it's going to change your laziness overall, and just, I don't speak for everybody, but I would say as a majority, America is just lazy because of social media, because of, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. Hey, fat is beautiful. Hey, whatever, if fill in blank is beautiful. You know what
Are
I
you
mean?
fat shaming people right now?
No, not at all. But
Are
I'm
you
saying is
fat shaming people right now?
not fat shaming, not fat shaming at all. Hey, I'm a little bit chunky to begin with, so I'm not fat shaming at all. But a big but, the media shouldn't be like, hey, fat, be fat, stay fat, you're beautiful, you're healthy no matter what, like a Lizzo, etc. That's not the type of role models they need to have out there for young women. That type of role models create lazy people. They say, hey, you're lazy and you don't have to lose the weight. You don't have to do this. You can just continue being you while everybody else passes you up. They want to make you feel good. That's what it's there for. So then you continue liking it. You continue buying their products. You continue doing whatever. Like you said, the modern day slave, it's not just the education system in the sense of actual physical college. It's education in social media, through celebrities, through anything and everything is constantly training your mind to continue that slave mentality. Oh, I don't have, like, if you were not trapped in that slave mentality, you'd be grinding, trying to get better at anything and everything, not only just your weight, but just anything and everything in life. You know, people are complaining about housing prices, etc., but they aren't doing anything about it. I would say both right and left, they're both complaining about pick whatever group of people or rich or classes, etc. They want to blame. Everybody has someone to blame except themselves. No one wants to go out there and grind and just go get it. Like, things are hard. They've always been hard. But ancestors, the people that back in the 1900s, immigrants that came over and built New York and all the skyscrapers, they were hard. It was hard, but they didn't let them stop. It didn't stop them from doing what it took to get things done and make a better life.
I don't disagree. I mean, I totally agree that life is a lot more comfortable than it ever has been in the history of like mankind, especially if you live in America. I think that, like I said, systemically it's set up this way because they want a class of workers who they can have to do things because I mean you it's capitalism, man. Like somebody
Yeah.
got to do the work, like right, like somebody got to do the work, and that somebody ain't gonna be me. So who's gonna do it, and how can I entrap them long enough in a system that is going to have them perpetually earn dollars for me? Like what does
Exactly.
that look like? And I think that I mean, one, right, college has lost its allure because a lot of the jobs that people went to school for, like you do have AI, but then we do have this global economy, and like now you can go and get somebody to do your job for like what I'm saying, little or nothing, right? Like a lot of those like small jobs that people were doing, they don't necessarily, they're not able to compete right? Because the market is flooded with so much cheap labor now that the cheap labor can actually produce things at a high level. So like, it's just like Timu everywhere, dog. Like
Hmm.
Timu on the clothes, Timu on the job sites, Timu everywhere. You can get it for
Yeah.
the low and you can source it from over there. Like, why I need to pay you? So all the while, like college is exorbitant, houses cost a whole bunch of money. People don't have nowhere to go to live. People don't have nowhere to go to work. What are you seeing? People are depressed. They fat. They lazy. They sitting down. They feeling worthless. Like, don't get me started on the lonely male epidemic. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
I'll play the devil's advocate on that one in this, well, not in that specifically males, but in the sense of anything and everything being expensive, and the third, like you said, finding offshoring, finding things cheap overseas. I think we live in a society where abundancy is a problem. Like we're gluttons for everything. We want everything. We need everything. The new iPhone, the new this, the new that. We need 80 different shirts. We need all this. Like if we just went back to being just a little more minimalist in a sense and just buying things that we needed, necessities, and not just be like following the trend. Oh, this person has these new shoes just came out. You know what I mean? Yes, it's not going to change everything. It's not going to fix it overnight. It's not going to, oh, you couldn't afford a home. Now you're not drinking a coffee every day. Now you can. No, let's be realistic, but it's a lifestyle change. There's a lot of things, and it's a grind. And nobody, I mean, I would say majority of people I know aren't willing to grind. They still want that coffee. They still want their nails done. They still want this. If you want to get ahead in America, the fact of the reality is you got to cut that out. Unless you're making really good money, you got to cut it out and you got to grind. You got to do something because you got these people overseas, like you said, that are doing it for, say a tenth of the wage, and people are buying off Amazon, Temu, et cetera. Stop buying it. You don't need 18 different phone chargers. Don't lose the one you have. Keep up, be responsible, take care of your stuff so you're not constantly wasting this money on stupid little things. It makes no sense. Like I'm guilty of it. I'm sitting here preaching like I've never done it. You know what I mean? But these are some things that in the last 2 years, especially after I got married and now I have a baby and trying to, how do I, I'm saying I got it. So many things are adding up. I had to get life insurance. I'm like, now I feel like an adult for sure because I'm paying every month for a life insurance. I got health insurance on my wife and my daughter. My wife, thank God I make enough money for my wife to stay at home to be able to take it for our care. But I have a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. I got a lot of things I have to take care of. So there's definitely places like where can I cut back? What can I do differently to, make this money go further? And I think we live in a society where it's like convenience. People just want, oh, Amazon, I can be here in 2 hours. Let me just, and they're just ordering things they really don't need. Necessities. Like if you stick to the necessities and you'll be able to move up. It may not be drastic, but I mean, gradually. You got to make change. You got to start today. You can't just keep blaming other people and be like, oh, this is this is why I am where I am. I mean, without making any change. Now, if you make change and you can't get up, yes, you can try to start picking things that are the reason why I've made all the changes they told me to make, but I'm still not moving up, and this is why. But if you're not doing the little things, no one's really want to hear it out.
What if they are though? Right? Like,
That's
what
what
if
I'm
they
saying.
are?
That's what I'm
What if
saying.
they
Then
are
there
shopping at Aldi's? Right? What if they are
there's
eating
definitely things in
pepperoni? Right?
place.
What if they're
Yeah,
not getting
absolutely.
their nails done? And like, you know what I mean? Like, right? Before we hopped on here, we were just talking about like these layoffs are happening at an exponential number, right?
Yeah.
So many people are getting laid off. The federal workforce, as you and I both know, has been significantly decreased. That is a huge chunk of jobs for people like all over the country. Like that is money that is leaving our economy, right? That people aren't
Mhm.
making anymore. Now, granted, those government jobs are subsidized by the government, right?
Mhm.
Like so that is a thing, right? So, but we not feeling that like those savings in our pocketbooks, right?
Yeah.
Like the federal government is not making life easier for Americans. Like you know what I mean? Like inflation is still high. The everything you seeing everything is like crashing. Bitcoin
Mhm.
crashed today. Ethereum
Yeah.
crashed today. Like everything is crashing. The dollar is
My
getting
crypto
weaker.
wallet is taking a
It's
big hit.
taking a hit. Like everything is bleeding, bro. Like it's not good out here, dog. It's
It's a
not good out here at all.
very it's
And
chaotic times right now. You see that in rare minerals. I mean, silver I think is at an all time high. Gold is
that's crazy.
skyrocketing like never before seen. Like it's definitely chaotic times. This is with everything going on all around the world, let alone just here. I mean, everybody needs to invest in that sort of things and just be prepared. And that's why I say it's even more important to be minimalist and cut back because like you never know. We're in scary times. And as everybody knows, I mean, most people should know that the government doesn't know how to handle money financially. I mean, they don't know what to do with
Wait,
our
wait,
money,
wait.
let alone
Come
their
against what?
money.
Come against
That
what? Come against what?
but the
Come
government
against
doesn't know
what?
what the hell they're doing. Like Trump says,
All
they
right,
don't
right
know
on.
what that they're doing. You know
Right on,
what?
right on, right on, right on,
Especially
right on.
financially. I mean, if they would have just like, there's some moves like when it comes to Social Security money, everything we pay in, if they were just done it smarter, put it in the stocks, et cetera, it would have been exponentially bigger. We'd be a lot better off as a country. But we just they invest terribly,
So do you
and then
think?
they continue to use our money we pay in every month or every week,
So
every
what you
check, whatever
saying
you
that they
get.
invest terribly though? You think like the government should buy stocks?
I'm not a financial planner. I can't really say that, but I know I've read some things in the sense of like if they were to just put it into the stocks back in the day when they first started all this, the taxes and when it comes to Social Security, et cetera, it would be bigger than it is now. I know we're basically using the Social Security we're getting paid out and we're borrowing from Social Security. I know there's a lot of different things. I haven't dived into it as much or dove into it as much, but I know it. We can see blatantly we spend money ridiculous and we're in super amount of debt. And what we're apparently Social Security is not going to be around when we get old enough. I mean, it's been saying that for forever, but
No, we
I'm
done. We done.
basically almost
Bro, when
100%
we get
sure.
old, they still gonna be like it's gonna be like old ladies our age, like at the strip club on
Yeah.
the pole.
Yeah.
Like they ain't
I mean,
gonna be
I'm
like
all for
like
cutting Social Security away. Like they should stop taking Social Security out of people's checks immediately. That they should get rid of it
why?
because people that give people a chance to make better financial decisions for themselves, like invest themselves. Let's not rely on the government, which we know we can never rely on. We always blame the government. We want to tear down the government. Both sides. We all can agree on that. But yet we're okay to be like, yeah, let's keep giving our money and they'll save it to us for later. Come on,
No,
that's not going
I'm
to be true.
not. No, like
We can keep that money and invest it, put it in a 401k, IRA, or something like that, whatever we want, make the risk ourselves and have better returns.
I mean that's true, but most people don't have the know-it-all to be able to do that. It's kind of it's similar to the argument that I have with people who are like, people who want the country to be completely socialist, right? They're like, forget businesses, forget capitalism, forget having to go to work. Let's just everybody own everything, and like we're gonna, they frame it like it's this big
Yeah.
utopian like money society, which it is not gonna be like that because everybody don't want to own. Some people just want to
No,
work. Some people
exactly.
just want to be doers. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you give everybody this just like this freedom that has no direction, like you have nothing to do, right? Like we are kind of going into that right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you see how people are reacting. People getting fat, they're getting depressed. Now they shooting themselves,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, with the GLP-1s, like,
I
trying
may,
to
I might, I might sound terrible for saying this, but survival of the fittest.
what?
Let's weed them out. Let's weed them out. If you want to make the world better in general, to weed them out. If they fail, they fail. Sorry, it's not our
What is this
responsibility
Fallout?
to pull them up. It's not our responsibility to hold their hand. It's 2026. You have everything at the tip of your fingers. You
What
can
about
learn anything and
community though,
everything.
bro? What
I mean,
about
yes,
community
that's
though?
what
What
community's
about
for. That's what
community?
community for. That's what
So
communities
like,
are for, not the government. The government's not there to guide you and keep you
I don't
straight.
disagree
No,
with that.
the communities, yes,
I don't
churches,
disagree
your
with that. But
local,
the
like you and I
community,
having conversations like this. That's how you learn.
so I do agree that the community, I feel the structure, the trickle down, right? So you know how we got the president, we got our congresspeople, we got our senators and stuff like that, and the money gets filtered through these different governmental channels to be able to get to the people. I think that the money should be filtered through like churches, nonprofit stuff like that. It should be like more people centered and like I mean, I'm all for us having representatives, but like the way that the money gets to the ground should be done differently. I definitely don't think that the federal government should have as much power as it does, but as it currently stands, it does, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely
and
more transparency.
I mean, but what
Definitely more
what
transparency.
what the fuck does that even mean?
We want to see.
What does that
There
even?
needs to be a
What does it
government
even look
website where
like,
you can
bro?
see where basically every dollar is spent.
What is that? Come on, fam. Let's be
I need to
real.
know. I want to be able to daily be like, hey, they bought X amount of staples today. I need to know. I want to see that as an American citizen. Our tax dollars are going to that. I should be able to go to a website and Google how much money they spent on this month.
So my cousin said everyone
Outside of
should.
military and stuff like that, I don't want to know because I mean I know there's probably some privacy to that, but your everyday bureaucracy stuff, yo, tell me what is this person doing? Every person, I need to know what their job is and what they did today. It's the federal government. They work for us. I need to know. Hey, did they put that report in on time, or How many days off did they take? That's what I need to know.
This
The
is the thing.
senators, they want to take extra weeks in closed session. No, get your butt to work, guy. Like you work for us. This is not in America. We're too worried about black and white and illegals and non-illegals, but these people ain't working at all and they're making mad money, and then they're doing all this fraud with 401ks and investments and knowing this and that, just making the money hands over fists while we sit here bickering about stupid stuff.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, right? But I do want to go to the comments. My cousin said, could, would, should. What about those of us who relied on Social Security for 70 years? And that was the point that I'm getting at, right? Like,
What do you
if I was
mean? You
talking
said
to
how many years?
somebody, 70 years, right? Social Security been around for a long time, right? Like,
Oh,
Ryan, I don't disagree with you, right? When I was living in Michigan, I was working this campaign, right? And I was talking to this young lady, and I told her that I had similar sentiments about like food stamps, right? That I felt like they should restructure how that works because there's food stamp fraud, and they are taking money from people who need it. Like people who don't need food stamps are taking money from people who need the food stamps, and I think that's bullshit, right? Like I don't like that, like because people like food insecurity is a big thing for me, and if you
mhm.
are blessed and there's somebody who is less blessed than you, don't be a greedy fat ass. Give it up, right? You know what I mean? So I feel you. But then she went off and she called me a Republican and all that, I'm a Democrat. It's like she went off. She went off. Like, right? Like, because it's soup, it's like, I get
It's
what you're saying, but
nuanced.
there's no
It's not.
heart there, right? Like there's no heart.
No.
Like there's no like as far as like, like as a like right, like as a business owner, right? Like if I'm gonna fire somebody, if I'm gonna take something from you, I need to think about what the ramifications are going to be based off of like what I'm doing to you, right? By taking this thing from you. So yes, the
No, you
system is
don't.
flawed. Yeah, you
No, you
do,
don't.
bro. Like
You
you
don't.
do.
This is a
You
job. If they're not
do.
doing their
Even
job,
white
if they're not,
men. Yeah, you do. Even
no,
white
you
men.
don't. But I agree with you on food stamps. It's very nuanced. It's very nuanced, and there's definitely, I'm saying, some obstacles to get through. But yes, the way they're doing it now with the whole minimum 20 hours, perfect. I think there's a step in the right direction. And Social Security, obviously, you can't do it the way I was saying, like cut it off now. I think the government should spend some of their money, allocate something away to be able to carry over. They may need to do a cap, like, hey, if you're this age, whatever. If they want to start at 18 or 16-year-olds right now, hey, you're no longer going to pay in Social Security. And when you get in the Social Security age, you're not going to get it. And everybody older than that continue to still get it until it dies out, until it gets to a point where no one's paying, no one's Social Security age that were not paying it. You know what I mean? So eventually it'd be something that has to be weaned off. You can't just cut people off that rely on it now. Absolutely. I would never want that to happen for people that are relying on it or at the cusp of getting the Social Security or even 10 years away and be like, oh, I've been waiting for that my entire life. I've been working for this. Definitely don't want to cut it off like that, but there needs to be a way to get rid of that system because it's not right. It's like I said, everybody's been saying it's going to happen. It's going to cancel out or run out of money, and it's going to happen soon. I think in our lifetime for sure. So why are we doing this? Like, and then food stamps. Don't get me started on food stamps, but
No, get started. I mean, I
no, I
think
mean
so. I
the average grocery bill on a food stamp paper, they spend more money than your average family. Like than people that don't get food stamps, they spend more money on it. And then their number one product, percentage wise, when their food stamps bought is sodas and sugary foods, which is just going to put a burden more on the healthcare system, which they also get subsidized by our own tax dollars. It's a never ending circle. It's a mess.
it
If
is
you're if
it,
you're on food
it is
stamps,
a
there needs to be
mess.
limitations to what you can and cannot buy, and that's it.
Well,
Period.
they did that. They did that. Like they
Yeah,
have done that. They changed it. I don't
but
know if you
and I
seen. They
and you see,
redid the
did you
food
see?
pyramid, and they said you
Yeah,
should
that was
eat a lot
stupid. That
more
was
cheese now. Like you should eat a
yeah,
lot more cheese and red meat and bone broth. It's like very like white girl trendy.
yeah. I didn't really pay attention to any of that. I know what I know, and I haven't looked deep into that. Eat what you want to eat in that sense, whatever's going to keep you healthy. But when you're on the taxpayer's dollar, you need to be even incentivized even more healthy. Like, why would you subsidize someone healthcare and food and allow them to buy food that's just going to put a hamper on the health industry, which in turn, we pay higher deductibles and higher insurance rates. We pay for it and then we pay for it again with our own health insurance. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you not do that?
I mean,
They need to cut
it
that
doesn't
out.
make
Like,
any sense. But the fact of the matter is, there are what maybe like 5 companies that own everything in the whole world,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know
So
it's all
it's a
rigged.
perpetual
Yeah. You
cycle
had
where
the
like here's my
you had the
dollar,
American
you
Heart
take my dollar.
Association. Yeah, you had the American Heart Association at that meeting. I guess they were voting on it or something like that. I remember I saw a clip about it where the one of the representatives from American Heart Association was advocating for Pepsi to stay on SNAP. Like, you already know you can't trust any of the institutions when you have the American Heart Association over there advocating for sodas and sugary drinks to stay on snacks. Like, he's not legitimate. That American Heart Association, I'm throwing everything out about it. Like,
No.
I'm
Did
not
you see
trusting.
that Goodwill is auctioning off like expensive things that get donated to them now? They have an auction website, because thrifting and reselling got so
Mm-hmm.
big. Goodwill was like, yo, we can't not be making this money too. Like, so now
What
they're
are they
auctioning
doing with
off.
that money though?
I mean, they're not supposed to be auctioning off
I,
Louis Vuitton and stuff, bro. I
if
don't
they get
know.
donated and if they can use if they're using it, because I know they hire a lot of people like with disabilities or people trying they came out of the system from prison and they're trying to make a second life. If they're doing it and
Listen,
using those
bro.
funds
Listen, bro.
not to pay the administration or upper bigwigs to get bonuses, I don't know a lot about it, but I like
The
Goodwill and I like
CEO
the
of
people that work
Goodwill,
there.
he paid himself like $1.3 million, bro. Get out of here with that bullshit. He not doing nothing nice for nobody. No,
That's what I'm
fuck
saying.
all that.
I didn't know.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no, no,
yes.
no, no, no,
He
no,
shouldn't be getting no
no,
bonuses.
no. He
No,
not
no.
doing nothing nice for nobody, bro. Let's pump on the gas right there, bro. It's Goodwill. Goodwill is out here charging people, bro. If Miss Martha from Wimberley Road dropped off her chinchilla, bro, Goodwill's supposed to give it to you for whatever so you can keep yourself warm. They ain't supposed to put it on no secondhand website and make sure that they can get a profit off of it. Cause Jim Bob done figured out he can resell babies for a 40% markup.
I mean, capitalism is business is business. If I went in there and saw a Gucci bag and I had it bought on the cheap, and then I would do the same exact thing, go around, turn it around, and sell it for my own good. So I would say, as long as Goodwill, I don't know. I mean, obviously they might be giving bonuses out for making this money, and that shouldn't be allowed. But Goodwill is a great company. I shop there a lot. Like I said, I try to cut back. I like Goodwill. Goodwill's great. I get nice pair of shorts, $3, $4. That's basically my entire outfit. My wardrobe is all Goodwill because I ain't spending money on $60 for a t-shirt, $40. No, got me messed up. But
All right, I'm on Reddit. We about to find
go
out right
ahead,
now.
break into it.
Where do the profits from Goodwill actually go? I only hear about them exploiting their employees and underpaying people with disabilities. What programs has Goodwill sponsored to benefit the community? That's a great question.
Yeah,
Now, like as a Negro, right?
that's where transparency needs
I've
to come into.
never seen Goodwill in the hood ever. Like I ain't never
Uh,
like them sponsor
okay.
nothing. But you know what I mean? Like, and this is, like these are like my auntie said she don't donate anything to Goodwill, right? And this is an organization that is supposed to be for like the goodwill of humanity. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
and in an impoverished place, and like as military brats, we done lived in a whole bunch of different places. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
have seen poverty and scales in which have been daunting to me. Like, and I don't see these organizations in these communities actively providing a goodwill service to the people that they are claiming that they serve. Like, and if they are really giving people with disabilities a hard time because they're just trying to work, that's capitalism be damned, right? Like be like I like survival of the fittest, all that other kind of shit, right? But you got vulnerable people, bro. There are
Yeah,
vulnerable
absolutely.
people out here in the world who need to be protected and advocated for. That's why we have Social Security. Now I think Social Security system is bull. It is bullshit. It is terrible. It is a total waste of money. If we talking real dollars, if we talking dollars and cents, none of these programs make any sense, bro.
No, not at
I
all.
like in my lifetime, like and people gonna be mad at me. I don't know a president that I feel like I can say I was proud of the job that he has done. Like not one since I've been alive since 1990. I don't understand what the fuck is going on in the Congress every day outside of them trading stocks and eating a lot of free food paid for by these big companies. Outside of that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand what's going on because that shit don't trickle down. We don't feel it. Like, we live here in Texas. Shit is fucked. If you real poor, you just poor, bro. You just gonna die. Like this is what it is. They like you saying, like F you, dog, survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people move to Texas because they want that bigger range of freedom, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is why we love Texas. Because Texas, you can come here, you can be your own man. You can ride a bull. You can also die because the Medicare, the healthcare system sucks. Like, and nobody's gonna help you because that bootstrap shit is so heavy that everybody's getting the goddamn wedgie all the time because all the super rich people are doing is saying, pull yourself up, buddy. Pull yourself up. And motherfuckers is
Yeah.
not being able to do that. There's no upper mobility anywhere, bro. There's no upper mobility anywhere. It is terrible. Like people are literally like, yo, there's so many people, dog. There, people are going into tech, and because it's supposed to be like the new way, right? We go like circling back to the college thing. It's supposed to be the new
Mhm.
way, but now they got AI, bro. They got
Yeah.
Claude is doing legal work for lawyers.
Hmm.
Like what? Like they gonna automate us out of everything, and then they gonna zap all the water supply, bro. It's gonna be Mad Max. I'm telling you. And when it becomes Mad Max Fury Road, know that Christian is gonna be the guy controlling the water with the skin on his head, going.
I just remember I've been there since day one. So, yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy, like on the front, bro. You remember when they had to do dudes with the
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna be the guy controlling the people going yeah, because
I
bro, this AI stuff, all the water, they're going to give everybody cancer. All right, I'm saying it right now. They put a data center in your community, your brain is gonna start to move real fast in your head, and your ears are gonna start bleeding and shit because all of the computers should not be that close to you, and the water is gonna be going bloop 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 bloop, and it's gonna be green eventually, and we're gonna be living in the barren wasteland, like Ready Player One
yeah.
and
Good
Mad
movie.
Max Fury Road mixed together. Everybody gonna have on
Yeah.
these goddamn goggles with these big old stomachs, laying in the seats, like making love over virtual reality, like we live in Black Mirror.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be dead before then.
We not gonna be dead before then. We're not gonna
I'm
be
not
dead
I'm
before
not trying
then.
to live that reality.
That's
I
the
already
whole
see
point,
it.
bro.
I already see people. That's what I'm saying. I get back to the laziness of society. People I already see people already in that mindset. And it's like, I like nature. I like going outside. I like living life. I ain't sitting behind a screen all day gaming, doing BS, virtual reality. I never had a virtual reality headset on my
Hold
head,
up, bro.
not
Hold up,
once.
bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. I'm not finna stand here. I'm not gonna sit here and let you throw a jab at gamers, bro.
I
I'm not gonna let you do that, bro. All my Arc Raiders. Yeah,
got ADD. I can't sit in front of a game
yeah,
that
yeah,
long. Maybe
yeah,
5 minutes and I'm over it.
yeah. It's all right, bro. You know,
No, the only I've only beat one game ever in my entire life, and that was the Harry Potter game because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So I beat that after I played at your house the first time. I went home, bought it, and played it all the way through.
I'm not
That game
even
was
finna
amazing.
bullshit you, bro. I don't believe you have ADD if you beat the Harry Potter game, bro. That game, there's so many missions. That game is so
There
long.
is.
The
I
game
beat
is so
everything.
long. I do remember
I
when you
did
introduced to
everything
that. You know what?
because I love Harry Potter.
You're welcome. I do too. I
Keeps
do
my
too.
attention. I
What's your
appreciate
house,
it.
bro? What's your house? You a Hufflepuff?
Gryffindor all
He
day.
look like a Hufflepuff, chat. Don't he look like a Hufflepuff? He a
Dang.
Hufflepuff. He a Hufflepuff.
My wife is a Ravenclaw.
Is she a
Hope and
Ravenclaw?
Maggie. My wife is a Ravenclaw.
I can see him a little bit in Ravenclaw. I'm a Slytherin.
I can see that.
Yeah, yeah.
You're too empathetic to be a you're too empathetic to be a Slytherin. I feel like I would have Slytherin tendencies
like
because
I
I
mean
really just don't care.
I am an empath, but I'm also quite an asshole.
Yeah,
You know, I
life is
mean, like,
tough. Get a helmet. That's what they
like,
say.
nah, bro. I mean, yes, get a helmet. Life
I
is
feel
tough.
bad. I do feel bad,
You
but
should
I
get a
don't have
helmet.
time. I don't have time. Outside of the communities, I respect communities. Like we've lost that. Back in the day, we had communities that took care of each other. People were struggling, churches, etc. Our fellow man was like, hey, we're going to help you. We're going to give you clothes. That's why if I donate clothes, I donate to like women's shelters or stuff like that. My parents, we've always done that growing up. The people that truly are going to use it and need it right then and there, not places that are going to resell it like Goodwill. We need that. Outside of that, I got problems. You know what I mean? I got stuff to worry about. Like, yes, if someone comes up to me and you might like someone within my community, someone really needs something help, or if I see someone, a homeless person, I have a my wife doesn't. She doesn't really care for homeless people anyway, but I do have like an affinity for homeless. Like I always have to give them food or something, or here's $1. Like even though if I know they're doing drugs or something like that, I mean, it pulls at my heartstrings. That's like my one weakness is homeless people. If they're doing drugs, I
Unhoused,
mean,
Brian. Unhoused.
I not
Unhoused. Jesus.
homeless, but
Unhoused.
or
Get
or
with it,
or
bro.
what? That's not even a thing,
Get
right?
with it, bro. They're
Unhoused.
unhoused. They're unhoused. Okay. They're
They're bad
unhoused.
decision makers. Bad
No, that's rude, bro. Like, now
decision makers.
I don't know how anybody can say
Majority.
this. Like, is it? How do you know? What's your
Majority.
stats? You can't say
Majority.
stuff like that and be like, I mean,
There's
man,
a
I
small
know
there's
one
definitely a small
homeless.
percentage. There's definitely a small. I always think about it like because there's definitely a small percentage that just fell on hard times. You know what I mean, things. One thing after it only takes one
You
thing.
think it's a small
One
percentage,
thing to throw.
bro?
I think it's small.
Rent for a 1-bedroom apartment, fam, is like $850, $900, bro. Minimum wage in Texas is like $7. Like like we just talked about, bro. College expensive, bro. Like even people
Yeah,
who went to college, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, like teachers, bro. Like they just got a pay raise for the first time in like how long, dog? Like and then
that's a
like on
government's
top of that,
problem.
bro.
I
Like
think,
you on top of that,
don't get me
hold on,
started on the on.
wait. Are you a Greg Abbott supporter, bro? Are you a Greg Abbott supporter?
I don't even really know that much. I don't pay attention to him. Oh, but
So
as long as Texas stays red, that's all I care about. I don't really pay attention to him. I know he does some bad things. I know he does some good things. But no matter who's in there, they're going to do some bad things. They're going to do some good things. So at
so
the end
why
of
do
the day,
you
I'm like,
think
all right,
Texas is better off red than blue? I want to know. The people want to know. They want to know.
because liberals are too empathetic. They make bad.
1245 in assisted living. That's crazy. You see,
Yeah.
you talking? That's crazy. 1245, bro, in assisted living.
What's
That's
assisted living?
crazy, bro. Like
Is
that's
that
how
what
much
is
it
it? What is it?
costs.
What's assisted living like detail? Like what is that specifically?
Like it's like like housing. You know what I'm saying, for people who need like assistance in living. Like 1245, bro. A lot of people who live in assisted living houses, bro, they're on fixed incomes, and like
Is that
that
for
is
medical reasons or is it for just because
yeah.
you live under a certain tax bracket?
Medical reasons, like medical reasons that might be older, stuff like that, older people, things like that. Think of them like, think of them like variations of old folks' homes. But even like
Okay.
people, even our elders, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? The ones who are on them social security checks, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they live on tight budgets, fam. Like,
No,
so
and I'm all for that. Like that's the one thing that will get me. I'm all for taking care of the old people. All for taking care of like any kid that's ever gets cancer. I think the government should pay for it 100%. Take care of it. There should be nothing out of pocket for parents. I think old people, anybody with social, mental or physical disabilities, need to be taken care of. I would love my tax dollars to go to that because I mean, people born with medical or mental or physical disabilities didn't choose that life. You know what I mean, they're born that way, and then we need to take care of them. Old people, they've grinded their entire life. People that put in the work. You know what I mean, not people that are just lazy and you're old and now you made bad life decisions. But if you worked, you know what,
but how do you
30,
know
40
this is
years,
like this like
if you
black
work
people
30,
trying to
40
figure out
years,
who
you
get
did your part.
reparations? How do you know who was lazy and just fucked off life? Like how do you know that?
We
How do
got
you
so much. We got
differentiate those people, bro?
taxes.
What
People
like
do. People have a record of everything.
so you're gonna doge everybody. You're gonna doge all the old people and be like, let me look at your taxes to see if you fucked off life.
Yeah, I'm saying if you grinded and you worked 40 years, I don't care if you paid $8 an hour, but you worked 40 hours a week, you did the right thing, you took care of your family, take care of them. I don't care. They don't have to make. They didn't have to make millions of dollars in their life. They didn't. They could make minimum wage their whole entire life, but they did. They stuck in. They were a valuable member of society. Take care of them. I'm about it. We should figure. We spend so much money on dumb things, billions of dollars to Ukraine and all this other stuff. Like, why don't we take care of our own? That they broke their back and did 30, 40 years in the work in the industry that made America better. Take care of
I don't
them.
disagree with that. I think that most of our presidents should be a lot more isolationist. I don't think that we're at a place in our history where I don't think we're at a place in history where like the global dominance of like the war of like physical war is
Mm-hmm.
like imperative. Like in the way that Trump is moving right now, kidnapping our boy down there and with Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
threatening that we're gonna go to war with Iran, stuff like that. Like I feel like that is a very, very, very outdated way to govern, like just period, especially on the world stage.
I love it.
What?
I love every move.
How you gonna
I
say
love
we
every
should
move.
take care of our own stuff, but then be like, you love it? Like you know how
I
much
don't.
money?
I don't want to go full scale war. I don't. But his exact strategical strikes going in there in less than an hour and taking Maduro off their biggest military base. That's beautiful. That's America at its greatest.
Why is this
Striking
America
Iran's
at its
nuclear
greatest? Why is this at
because
America?
we're the
Why, bro? Why?
because nobody's safe. Every leader in the whole world that thinks they're big and bad, we just went in there and took out their biggest guy,
Where does
and
this?
using
Where
they
does
had
this
defense
help?
systems that are from China and Russia. Let's every America know that we're back, that we're
How does
stronger and
this?
better.
How does this
Don't
help?
touch
Are
us.
we back? Are we back? Our money
Yes.
is worth nothing.
No,
Our
no, no,
money
no.
is
I'm not
worth
saying that.
nothing. How are we back?
Economy
Where are we back? Where are we back from? Where are we
and
back from?
strength and strength.
Strength of what?
Don't mess with us. That's what it is.
Bro,
Don't mess
shut
with
the fuck,
America.
bro. China is creating roads from here to Timbuktu, fam. Like, what do you mean? And they got a whole alliance called BRIC that is like, yo, we're gonna keep them out, bro. We're gonna circulate our own money. Hence, going back to our conversation about silver and gold, like the
Mm-hmm.
world is like,
Brick
no.
Brick is collapsing, guy. Brick's collapsing. That's never going to be a thing.
That's
It's
the
not going to
same
take off.
thing that they saying about us. So who falling over first, bro? Won't
We're
no
we're
two
but
dominoes doing this?
we're
Who gonna
shutting. We
fall
took
over
we
first?
we're going to cut off that we were by taking over Maduro and trying to seize the Western Hemisphere and regulate it. We're cutting off the oil and gas coming from there going to Iran and Russia, or going to China and Russia, and then we're taking over Iran, trying to limit what they're doing over there, and so that it doesn't continue funneling going to India, Russia, China, building them up even bigger and better. I'm saying at the end of the day, yes, people don't agree with every move Trump makes, and that's fine. I don't agree with everything he does either. He does some really stupid things, but at the end of the day, we're all small little pawns on a huge game of Risk. You ever play the game Risk? That's what this world is Risk. And if you don't dominate, you don't take care of your area and take strategic locations at the right time. People that are our adversaries, China, Iran, Russia, they're doing it. They're doing it. But
You know how
America
they
does
doing
it
this?
to
You
try
know
to
how they
keep
doing this?
America's well-being. We're bad, but they're doing it already. And the NATO, or not NATO, but the EU and Canada trying to do big trade deals, and we're the new world order with China, while also saying America's bad, but China's doing all these moves, but America does it, we're bad. China does it, oh, they're good people. It's so hypocritical across on both conservative and Democrat side that I'm just like, it's washed for me. I'm like, I don't care,
You
make the
gotta look at
moves.
it, but look at it from a okay. Let's take a step back, right? Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and let's
Hold on, let
go.
me say one thing. Let me say one thing. Let me
Yeah,
say,
go ahead.
whether we agree or disagree on the way things are going, I think everybody in America can agree. At the end of the day, at the end of the game of Risk, we all pray to God that we win. Plain and simple.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but the thing is, right?
And
Like, I put it like this, bro. I'm not gonna let nobody pick on me. You feel what I'm saying? You're not finna come over here and put your finger in my face and think I'm not gone. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let you do that. So, as it stands right now, right? Like, cause it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was like, don't get me wrong. The country was still going to shit when Joe Biden was the president. Not saying that it was not, right? Like now it's going to like scary shit. That's where we are right now. Like it's like scary shit. Because the president is playing Risk with our country, right? But to what end, right? Like so we have seen in all of the times, you feel me, you know what I'm saying, men warring, right? Like men warring with each other for whatever reasons, war. It has actually got us nowhere, really, for real. Not gotten us anywhere. There's no stability in the Middle East in the terms in which the government or whoever all the people are who trying to establish this foothold over here to be able to control the oil. Like none of it is actually leading to anything that is like progressing the lives of American citizens. Yeah, it
absolutely, I
look
don't agree. I
cool.
don't disagree at all.
It look cool when they on the commercials, America. And they got the big trucks and they walk around with the helmets and the guns and all that other kind of shit. But I feel like that is just as gaudy and showmanshipy as Trump putting gold all over everything. It's just look good. But it ain't doing nothing. Because at the end of the day,
No,
okay, they
yeah,
went and captured, bro. But on the real, they can't invade Venezuela, bro. It's gonna be Vietnam all over again. They ain't never been down there. It's a bunch of trees, rivers, snakes, all that other kind of shit. They gonna go down there and get wrecked. That's first and foremost. They ain't been able to win nothing over there in that sand our entire lives. Our
yeah.
entire lives, bro.
Iraq,
They've been
Afghanistan, that
sending
was
people
all
over there.
bad.
They've been sending people over there our entire lives. And people have been dying, bro. Mothers have been losing their children. Fathers have been losing their sons for nothing, bro. Like
Hmm.
for America. But when they
But
come back
look what you
home,
said. Look what you said. We've been sending troops and stuff like that over there and dying for nothing.
for
And I agree
nothing.
with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. And what did Trump do in Iran? He sent the stealth bombers, blew up their nuclear facility, and did it without them even knowing, or before they even woke up. Venezuela infiltrated their biggest army base, took their leader, and did it with not a single American casualty, and didn't send any troops in. That's the type of leader you want. That's the type of guy you want playing the game of Risk. Biden, Yeah, we were in America was still in the game of risk at the time, but Biden was just letting everybody else take territory and do what they wanted while he sat around letting millions of illegals come in so that he can continue getting their votes and give them amnesty. That's what they wanted in 2024 with Hillary or with Kamala Harris, which is the worst presidential candidate of all time. She wanted to get in and they wanted to give all the illegals amnesty so the Democrats would never lose another election. You know why? Because you know who else wants that? The European Union, they want that. That's why they hate Trump. Because Trump's like, yo, you need to start paying your fair share because America has spent $22 trillion more than the entire EU collectively on military defense to take care of them. You know why? You know what they get to do with all that money they don't spend? They get to give their people free healthcare. They get to give their people free internet in Germany because it's like a human right, they say. They get all that other stuff. They make fun of us and say, blah, 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 America's terrible, Trump's terrible, blah, but we defend them. If they needed defense, they couldn't take care of themselves. Canada couldn't take care of themselves without America. That's the truth. America's the greatest and most powerful country in the world for a reason. And now that Trump is telling EU, hey, you need to start paying your fair share or we're going to peace out. Now they're scared. And what do they want? They say, you see newspaper clippings and magazine articles that are going around calling Trump's ICE the Gestapo. Why? Because the biggest thing or the best thing for the EU is for the Democrats to get control. Why? Because the Democrats have been continuously funneling them money forever and not having to question them for not paying their fair share. So they're going to continue getting what they want and have to pay.
Propaganda from the chat want to know where you're getting your propaganda from.
The Treasury Secretary Bessent coming out with the 22 trillion when they just went to I don't know if you guys anybody watched the World Economic Forum where Trump just dropped the mic on everybody over there. That was beautiful. You guys should watch it if you haven't. They went over it. It's spitting facts. Like this is what it is. America is everybody in the world's daddy, and we got to take care of them. And they need to be spanked. They need to be tossed around a little bit because they need a little. Hey, we ain't going to continue taking care of you. $22 trillion more in military spending than any of the whole combined EU. And what's our debt? Like 37 trillion? That's the EU's debt. We should write a check and be like, hey, we should put an account and say, hey, EU, you owe us $22 trillion because we take care of you.
Now,
you couldn't do anything without America.
I don't disagree with America saying y'all need to pay. You need to pay what you owe. I don't disagree with that. Like, I don't disagree with that at all. Now, ICE is definitely Gestapo. Like, now.
Do you know the history of Gestapo?
Well, hold up. Wait. Now, Gestapo is extreme, right? But it is close. They're similar.
Okay. There you go. So you can't say they're Gestapo. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Let you finish.
Wait. The comparison, though heavy, is valid. Like, they are both terrorizing. They're both terrorizing the society. Like select groups of people. Like this is the comparison. Like now, not saying it is completely identical because I know this is what you're gonna harp on. Not saying that, but there are similarities. And yes, ICE has been around longer than Trump, but it's
what are the similarities?
Who is in control? Fear, aggressive tactics.
Just what are they fearful
whatever
of?
Whatever it is they want to do to anybody.
What are the citizens fearful of?
What do you mean? What are they fearful of?
That's what I'm saying. What do they got to fear?
What do they got to fear? They got to fear being falsely identified. They got to fear maybe getting pummeled by somebody for filming. They got to fear now. They got to fear getting shot. They shooting white people, fam.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were breaking the law.
Nobody is safe.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But do you understand?
They shooting
I know.
People.
I get it. And I am perfectly okay with both of the shootings. Hence, it's not a race issue. It's a right and wrong issue. Don't break the law, you won't get shot.
With the shooting?
100%.
What?
100%. Renee Good was terrorizing and stalking ICE agents, and then she, maybe not purposely, but she struck an ICE agent with her vehicle, and in a moment, he shot her because he feared for his life. Don't try to take off. First off, she shouldn't have been impeding law enforcement, which is a felony, federal law enforcement. And then she tried to resist arrest and speed off. And maybe it was an accident on her part, but she hit an ICE agent. At that point in time, she used her vehicle became a type of murder weapon, whatever they call it. And this is what it is. It's a justified shooting. Now, the Preddy shooting, I don't think it was a good shot, given the circumstances and everything that I know. It wasn't a good shot, but from all the evidence that is out, was it reasonable reaction? Yes. And at the end of the day, there's not a single video of anybody just protesting on the side of the road and not impeding officers, not going out of the way to assault or spit at them or get in their face, etc., that has been assaulted by ICE. If there was, CNN would be running with it every single day, 24 hours. But there's not. They run with a Renee Good, who's using her vehicle to run over an ICE agent, or to hit an ICE agent, sorry. And then there's Preddy, who was fighting and assaulting agents multiple days beforehand. He was continually instigating, and then he impeded again with ICE officers, and then resisted arrest. Legally had a Second Amendment gun. And, Cash Patel's a retard, and so is Pam Bondi and Chrissy Nome on the
Don't use
conservative
the
side.
word retard.
Sorry, they are ignorant beyond all means. But yeah, they're perfectly fine. The fear people have is because the media puts it out. It's like, oh, they're going to come and get you. No, they're not. I have no problem. Like, if you don't go out there and try to impede law enforcement, they're not going to come near you. Why? If you're not there, if you go get, most of these people don't even have no jobs. That's why they're out there during the day at noon on a Tuesday trying to impede officers. Go to work. Talk about the struggle. You can't afford a home. Why are you out in the streets protesting, guy? Like, what are you doing? Get a job.
Well, they can't get a job. That's why they're
Sorry?
protesting. No, don't get me wrong.
They can't get a job because
let me set the record straight real quick. Let me set the record straight real quick. I don't think anybody should impede law enforcement in any kind of way. I support law enforcement. I think positive law enforcement is a good thing. Positive policing is a good thing for all communities involved. Totally. Secondly,
no, I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah, I know. Secondly, they on your ass.
That's fine.
Secondly,
truth hurts.
So I would say, so I understand what you were saying when you were like, because I know you. I understand what you were saying when you like, from what I can see, because you're thinking about this from a very like, like let me look at the facts. What's logic? Blah 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 blah. Like, what is being seen, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you looked at this from a holistic viewpoint, and you looked at the liberal media sources just as much as you looked at the conservative media sources to be able to come up with your outcome. True or false? Yes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch a ton of mainstream media. I watch a lot. I read a lot. Watch a lot of podcasts, and then, I mean, I don't trust Fox News just as much as I don't trust CNN. So I don't.
So,
but I seen the goalposts change as like whenever the Preddy shooting first, or the Renee Good thing first happened. It was, she never hit him with his car, and then the video was like, well, you clearly see him. Well, she hit him with the car, but she didn't run him over. And then it's constantly changing the narrative because they want to be first at reporting and change the minds, manipulate the minds of their followers. Both Fox and CNN, they're all guilty of it. They want to come out and say, hey, this is what the narrative is, even though the evidence shows that it's not. Because then one time the evidence comes out and the truth is there, their followers already made up their mindset. They're already locked in. So nothing they can tell them afterwards. I ran into many people. Nothing you tell them afterwards is going to change their mind. They're lockstep. CNN told me they didn't get hit. That didn't happen. So it's like, you can't reason with anybody like that.
I mean, the narratives change, but I think the overall thing here is, as a society, right? There are, if we will akin this to Gestapo or any other like dominant police force that was going around and in a sense terrorizing a specific subsect of society,
right? Going after illegal aliens who entered the country illegally.
I don't think that anybody should be able to come here illegally, but I also don't think that you should be treated like a criminal, right? Like, it's not.
Well, they are criminals.
No, I mean, like, bro, like, so.
Technically,
do you equate somebody who has, like, say you got to get evicted, right? Like, and the police got to come, like a squatter and a thief are two different things. Right? Like, squatter is civil, thief is criminal. Anybody that comes here illegally, it's a civil matter. Now, like, does, like, these people who come here illegally, does it put a burden on, like, our tax base? Like, it I guess it could, right? But like you said,
100% does.
We spend a bunch of money on bullshit. Like,
minimum illegal aliens cost us a minimum, and this was by the FAIR doctrine that was the study that was released in 2023, a minimum of $150 million a year, or $50 billion a year, excuse me. And then the left will say, oh, well, they pay taxes. Yes, but roughly $100 billion of taxes. So at the very minimum, they cost the taxpayer $50 billion, and that's what we can track. let alone illegals tend to use the emergency room as their mode of healthcare, which again raises the healthcare prices, which Americans are complaining about healthcare price. It's a full cycle. When you dive into it, there's many layers to it, and plain is plain. Law is the law. The Democrats and Biden willingly allowed 12 million at the minimum to come in under his and to take over these areas and to burden the entitlement programs and social services, even in Black communities. And it's not good for anybody. And the law is law. You got to go. And the fact that it's happening so bad in Minneapolis is because Walz and their Mayor Fry, they're actively hindering and not cooperating with federal law enforcement. I mean, that just happened. Tom Homan just made a deal with them. Contingency, they're pulling 700 ICE agents out as long as the police departments there can go ahead and detain whenever they detain illegals for a crime, stuff like that. They can keep them in custody and hand them over directly to ICE. Before, they were not doing that. They were just letting them out onto the streets. So ICE had to go into the streets to get these people and have extra personnel on hand. Which
that's the thing. That's the thing, and that's the thing. One, right? Like the federal. Okay, just like when President Trump put the National Guard in all these different kind of places, right? It was in New Orleans, it was in Washington D.C., stuff like that. The president, like it's this America, bro. States' rights. Like the president doesn't get to impose himself like that. Like he not the king. Like so, him sending his police force into the state. Now, granted, if it's a state like Texas that get down with him, like it's gonna work out a whole lot better. You see what I'm saying? But like he's actively imposing himself. So if it's just like being bullied, fam. I'm not disagreeing with you about the law. Hold on. I'm not disagreeing with you about the law. The law is the law. You come here illegally, you should be sent back home. Straight up. Like now, I like we were talking about taking Social Security from people and like phasing it out. You got to think about the ramifications of that action, right? Do these people got kids, stuff like that? Because at the end of the day, the law is the law for sure. But like, there's a human aspect. Like we are still like these people is alive. They got heartbeats. Like and whatever it is, you feel me? Like there has to be a better way for there to be there has to be a way for some kind of compassionate legislation to be slipped in there. Like, yes, it can be the law. That's what they used to say, bro, when they used to tell niggas to sit on the back of the bus. It's the law. It's the law. The law said this. You can't do this. Miscegenation was the law, bro. Like, a lot of shit was the law. Like, and the rule of law is here because we do need to be able to keep people in line. But there is rule of law that crosses the line, you feel me, and denies people their humanity. And that is what people are outraged about. Because, like you said, everybody not a hard ass like you. Most people they thinking with their heart. They not, you know what I mean? Like, that's why we got the outrage, because they feeling it down here. If you know, right, like as the manager of this country, right, I got this sector that I'm over, Minnesota. And I know that these people, like I got a CEO, a CFO, I got all these people over there. I'm gonna come and impose myself, knowing one, they don't like me in here. Like if this was a business, bro, like you the CEO of a company and it's a branch that them people don't like you at all. They doing good work though. They GDP is high. They doing what they supposed to do. You feel what I'm saying? But there's some management issues that you don't like. You're not gonna get up and take yourself on the plane to go over there and fuck with them people and think you're gonna raise morale. You're not gonna do that. They're gonna fight you. They don't like you. So there has to be some kind of common sense here to be like, there got to be a better way for me to handle this situation, because ICE been here. It ain't new. It's been here. Obama was doing it too. So it's not like the organization is not inherently bad. It's the way that it's being organized.
It's the way that it's being covered. Because CNN did I know you've seen the clip. CNN did a behind the scenes with ICE on one of their missions. And they propped it up as, oh, this is a great thing. Look, ICE doing their mission, blah, 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 blah. Beautiful thing. They're doing a dangerous job. They glamorized it, saying, hey, this is a good thing for America. And now they're demonizing because Trump wants to do it. It's federal law. Yes, we are the United States. They have states' rights, but this is federal law. They can't just disregard federal law because they feel like it or they hurts their feelings. Understandable. You know what hurts my feelings more than an illegal alien and their child getting deported? the 12-year-old girl that got murdered in Houston, raped and murdered by a couple of illegal immigrants. They didn't feel for them, her. They didn't feel for Irina Zaruska and the Democratic policies that let that guy out after being arrested almost 14 times. That's the thing is, I understand empathy. I get it 100%. But the left picks and chooses when they want, and they always side with people that are not American citizens. They side with illegals instead of, or they side with criminals that have been let out multiple times, and they don't want to protest then, but they want to protest right now when federal law is just being enforced. But like you said, Obama did the same exact thing. Obama just, that's what I'm saying. It's propaganda, and people are falling for it because they don't understand how life works. They don't understand that, hey, this is federal law, and the government in Minnesota, as corrupted as there is, the fraud that's coming out there, like by the billions of dollars, millions of dollars that are going on there. Come on, that entire state is trash, plain and simple, and it's ran by terrible people. And Trump is trying to go in there and deport people. They're trying to actively fight it. Why? You think Minnesota? I mean, there's something behind Minnesota in general. I mean, you had the 2020 riots of BLM and everything like that went there. Now this ICE raids are getting carried out everywhere. But why is it only? It's all the big stuff is happening in Minnesota. Why? They're deporting people in Texas. They're deporting people all over the states. You don't see any of these stories, but always in Minnesota, specifically covered there, constantly putting people out in the streets, constantly covering it, constantly agitators that are out there specifically pushing ICE and impeding and breaking the law to pop something off. You know why? So the media can run with it and say Trump bad. But there's Americans getting murdered and raped. They don't care about that.
It's as simple as Trump bad, or like them. Now I don't know why over these last years that Minnesota's been such a hotbed for like social issues. I don't know.
It would not be okay if she got raped by a white man. But at the end of the day, that illegal should have never been here, so that crime would have never happened. You know what I mean? If she got raped by a white man, he would be going to jail, or any other color. It's not about the color or the race. He was not supposed to be here to begin with. You know what I mean? It hurts if any crime happens to anybody. Trust me, it hurts my heart. Even with Freddie and Renee Good, I pray for their families. That sucks. They were breaking the law too, though, but that breaks my heart. Still, that no death should happen. But to explain to a family, hey, your 12-year-old daughter was, molested, assaulted, and murdered by people that shouldn't even been here, and your federal government let them in. Willingly invited them in too. They said, hey, come over here. Come on in. We're not going to do anything about it. And then commit a crime that they shouldn't have been here to begin with. That's the end of the day. At the end of the day, they shouldn't have been here to begin with.
I have mixed feelings about immigration, but I don't disagree with the premise of come here, get your paperwork right. I understand that it is tough in the countries that you are coming from and stuff like that. Totally understand that. Completely empathize with that. But as an American citizen, as a forced American citizen, like come over here and get your shit right. Like, you know what I mean? So we don't have any of these issues. And I would, I would say, right,
I love immigrants. Legal immigrants.
Shut up.
We love legal immigrants.
Shut up.
Hey, legal immigrants commit less crime than actual American citizens, percentage wise. You know why? Because they understand what the struggle they're coming from, and they want to do, they're privileged to get here the right way, and they want to do anything and everything to achieve the American dream.
Which really kind of fucked me up. When I was like kind of getting into my immigration bag, like learning about the history, especially with like, Mexican American immigrants, stuff like that. And, chat, let me know if I'm wrong, and internet, let me know if I'm wrong. But, they said Cesar Chavez, he was not somebody that was.
He's not a good people.
Immigrant. Like he was not probably legal immigrant. And that, to me, is like, what? Like, that was.
And he facilitated with thousands of murders. People wear the Hugo Chavez shirt as like a sign of like Cesar revolution. Chavez. Oh, Cesar Chavez? I thought you said Hugo.
I don't know. Do you talking about that's Che? You talking about Che?
Che Guevara. Che Guevara, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that.
You talking about Che? No. I'm talking about Cesar Chavez. You know when we used to live in San Diego, they got the park, Cesar Chavez Park?
Yeah,
that guy. He was not like, he used to call other Mexican people wetback. Like he was like he don't like them. Like they should.
I mean, I live in South Texas. A lot of Mexicans from American citizen Mexicans, they don't like them either. My grandparents are. I'm Mexican. Like my grandparents, they don't like them either. Like They're legal. They want people to be here legally. I have a lot of friends from the Valley. I work with a lot of people from the Valley. They don't like them either. They don't want them here either like that. They don't want them to come here because they did it the legal way, or their family did it the legal way. Like, they don't want people just coming in here.
I mean, we can agree. We can agree on some parts, and we can disagree on the other parts. But as my brother, I love you, and I appreciate your perspective. You do make me think about things in a way that I wouldn't think about them otherwise, and I appreciate your perspective on these matters, even if they don't like you in the chat. I love you.
Hey, I
I
love
mean,
all of them. I
honestly,
appreciate all the questions, honestly, because I'm a Libra, so I'm balanced. We've had many conversations about a variety of topics, and I try to find a good compromise. You know what I mean? I understand our immigration system is messed up. It takes way too long. There's too many roadblocks and obstacles for people that actually have visas here, and then for them to expire because there's so many different ways that it could expire. And I think it should be a lot easier. You know what I mean? We definitely need to expedite the system and allow people to come here because in the legal way, in the right way. But the law, we need to flip back and take back what the last administration did, get rid of it, reset, and then we can make changes moving forward. You know? We can't just grant amnesty for 12 million people plus. It just can't happen.
I don't disagree. I do. I think that our government just in a holistic standpoint needs it just needs to be reworked. Like I said, I'm not a Trump fan. I don't hate everything he does. I don't really, what I'm saying. But at the same time, like we are a nation of people, variety of
Mm-hmm.
people, and kicking ass and taking names at home is not the best way to go about that. Like, that's why his approval ratings is down. Like people not messing with him. Like the money's still funny. People scared. All of the immigrants who voted for him, the immigrants for Trump, what I'm saying, they getting deported. Trump Burger got deported. Old buddy down there in Miami got deported, all that other kind of stuff. People feeling all willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? They feeling a little bit betrayed, stuff like that. I don't, as far as politics goes, what I'm saying, it's all about the regimes, right? Like, we're in a different regime right now. These people have the power, they are in control. And it is what it is, but there has to be some kind of there has to be some kind of empathy. Like what when leading.
I do.
Right?
We have empathy. We have empathy. America
No, you
has
don't.
empathy
No, you
for
don't. No, you
American
don't.
for
But
Amer-
whatever.
for American citizens. Period. Everybody else, sorry, go back home.
I mean,
Fix your own country, or come here legally. Period. Like, American citizens come first, and our government, and Trump is the same, does not always do that. I mean, he says America first a lot, and there's a lot of things he doesn't do, and I don't agree with.
he does
Uh,
not put
so,
America first
so,
most of the time. Like,
but I would say the majority Democrats are the worst culprit of not putting America first, and you can see by the Biden and the open border, that was the worst atrocity, to have a welcome an invasion of a bunch of illegals,
man, I
unvetted,
don't think
undocumented.
in the last
That was the
week.
Democrats saying, "Hey, American citizens, we don't care about you. We're just trying to get all these people
Bro,
in here so we can get amnesty and then get
when was the
votes."
last time we had an America First president, bro? George Bush wasn't America First.
No,
Like,
he was all about those wars, and those
Obama
wars
wasn't.
were not
Obama
good.
won America First. Joe Biden won
No,
America First. Trump not
Obama was
America
probably one of
First.
the most divisive presidents of all time.
Like, you gonna piss my anus off, okay? You gonna piss them
Hey,
off.
just look at the
Piss them
statistics.
off.
Look
Like,
at the statistics of race relations pre-Obama. They were high. I think black community was in favor of the white community. I think in the upper 60s, if not low 70s, and vice versa with the whites. And then after Obama, those stats plummeted because he pushed nothing but divisiveness. Because he was
that's
terrible.
horseshit. That's
That's
horseshit.
facts. Those are facts.
No,
Look at the
them
stats.
people. No,
I'll give you the stat.
what happened was the fair skinned people was pissed off because now we got this nigger in office.
After
Like,
the fair skinned people voted him in, the same
bro,
ones.
that what?
Oh, white.
These yes.
Oh, yeah. I voted for
Yeah.
Obama.
Bro, like, I mean, no, I know you voted for Obama. Like, but what I'm saying is, like, that the whole birther movement and all that other kind of shit, like, all of that shit started to go left, like, once bro became the president. Like, and it's, there's a large national Christian, white nationalist Christian movement, bro, that is very rampant, bro, and them people vote. a lot, bro. They get down, they vote. Like that's Trump built his whole base around rallying these people up. And don't get me wrong, I got some partners, bro. Black, you, Mexican, white, Hispanic, everybody who, you know what I'm saying, they, man, Christian, Trump is doing this for America, he doing this for the dollar, he doing that for the dollar, he doing this for the dollar. And I try to look at all of this from like an objective standpoint. Because, you know, my whole thing is I want to know who gonna cut the best deal for black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? America first? Yes, for sure. I'm an American, but I'm a black man first. And I want to know who gonna cut the best deal for black people. Do I think Democrats do that all the time? Hell no. Do I think the Republicans do that all the time? Hell no. So I'm like, we on the same page on a lot of these issues because like the government don't love us at all. But the person who driving the boat matters. And the way that they legislate matters. Like, and I think the issue that most people have with Trump and, you know what I'm saying, and the Gestapo is that it is just like, fuck all y'all. We're going to do what we want to do. We don't give a damn. Bow, bow, bow. And people are like, yo, who are you, King Henry, bro? Like, what is this? Right? Like, it's literally The Handmaid's Tale, bro. Like, just a toned down version. But it's literally like that, bro. Like, our federal government is just wailing on like people, the states that are adversarial to them, which is crazy. Like, that's crazy, dog. Like like, what is this? 1886? Like, that's crazy. It shouldn't be like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? His retribution tour, he trying to, you know what I'm saying, punk everybody in the world. But when he not the president no more, the people who are going to succeed those other people that he picking on right now, they are not. That shit is gonna be fucked, bro. He only gonna be here for so long. He only got 4 years, dog. Like, yeah, you gonna trust JD Vance to step in and like make America awesome? Hell no. It ain't nobody down the line behind Trump that's gonna come in and like whatever bullshit he trying to stir up, they just gonna make it worse. Just gonna make it worse, bro.
Yeah, the 2028 election is going to be very huge. I mean, I don't have a favorite in the Conservative Party, but when you look across the other side, the Democrat Party has nobody. So it's really, we were trying to figure out who's going to run for either side, because both of the people that are front runners, I mean, they're not loved by anybody in the majority for sure.
You talking about Gavin Newsom?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Nobody, come on. Even Democrats are like, come on, guy, come on. We don't. I have one question for you. I have one question because it's the hot topic item right now. I don't know the entire bill is, etc. Yeah, the SAVE Act. You pro voter ID? Or are you against requiring voter ID for voting?
So I am pro the law making sense for people who are voting. Okay, let me get this together.
That's a political answer.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is what I think, right? Because historically, right, you know, as a Negro, these voting laws have never been fair to people who look like me. So I have not read the SAVE Act. That is one. So I need to look into it. So I can't holistically answer your question because I need to know what's going on. But I do think that the voter ID laws, for the most part, especially the stuff that is coming from the conservative movement, is bullshit. I think it's more of a power play than anything. I don't think that it has anything to do with illegals or anybody trying to steal the election or anything like that. Just now, there's a cultural shift happening in the country, like, you know, like, I mean, it's happening in the world where people are. What?
I like your political answer. You're like, I don't know if I can answer that, and then went strictly emotional, like on our history and that. No, plain and simple. If you're an American citizen, to vote for our president, 100 and secure elections, because everybody wants secure elections, free and fair elections. I mean, Abrams, who ran for senator, I think in Atlanta, Georgia, back in 2019. There's a whole documentary on HBO. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but they investigated the machines and said there was fraud, et cetera. And that was a Democrat, and she was mad about she got lost. And there's in California, in certain localities, it is against the law to ask for voter ID. Do you think that?
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing. But wait, this is the thing with the voter ID. Because
also the stats just on. Hold on, quick.
But like she said, you got to show your ID everywhere, bro, to vote.
Exactly.
You got it. So, but check it out though. So like,
not in California.
Yeah, like In California, you do got to show your ID to vote.
No, you don't. It's a law. Nope, you don't. That's why they're fighting it. Why do you think Democrats are wanting to go against the bill? For what? They just CNN themselves just released a stat saying 94% of African Americans approve of the voter ID law. They want, or 94. No, sorry, 94% of African Americans have ID. So that's pretty easy. And it was they put out a poll Harry Enton did on CNN, which is liberal.
Okay, so
76.
in most cases, this is from the California Secretary of State. In most cases, a California voter is not required to show identification to a polling place worker before casting a ballot. However, you can use your California ID number or the last 4 digits of your social security number on your registration form. You may be asked to show a form of identification when you go to the polls. So be sure to bring something with you that will identify you. So these people are not going completely unidentified. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's all about the regime. They're not going unidentified. They're not just letting anybody come in there and like fill out a ballot and leave. Like, you have to identify yourself by your social security number or your California ID number. If you don't have any one of those things, then you can't be verified by the state. So like, now the barriers that they're putting up, I think, are bullshit, because I feel like it is steeped in racist policy. Like, they're trying to stop people who are not fair skinned from voting. And this ain't just black people, because they ain't worried about us for the most part. They're worried about everybody else who don't look like us, who is coming here in droves. And they're like, yo, we got to stop them, right? As you were saying, they want the European Union, they want all of them to not vote. Now, a lot of people who come here without papers, but they, they pay taxes. So I feel like if you pay taxes, you should be able to vote for the president. You got a California ID, you should be able to vote. Now, if it comes out later on that you was illegal, you feel what I'm saying? Whatever. But if you come here, you get an ID, you should be able to vote. You pay taxes, you should be able to vote. That's what it is, bro. You should be able to vote. I also feel like felons should be able to vote. In Texas, bro, you can't vote. You become a felon, you can't vote. You can't vote for the rest of your life. That's fucked up. You go to jail.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know the criteria. Is it just violent felons? Is it just violent felons, or is it all felons?
Bro, it's felons, period. You become a felon, you revoke your right to vote. But you know, the majority of people who go to jail in Texas, they is brown or something, bro. So like, the voting base of all like black men, bro, like so many black male felons in the state of Texas, bro, is fucking ridiculous. Like, cannot vote. That's a huge chunk of a voting population that cannot represent themselves. So when you put legislation like this forward, like, we know politics is a game. And somebody gotta get marginalized for the other people to capitalize. And this is marginalization. That's what this is. It is marginalizing people for the gains of the other side. Now, I'm not saying that the gains are race motivated or anything like that. I think it is very much so. I think we are past, racism is still a thing, but we are in like the age of like corporate classism. Either you rich or you poor. Like, they don't give a damn about the Rainbow Coalition and none of that shit no more, because they have completely squashed all things that would like allow people to like uprise in like a serious mobilization. Like, it is amazing what they have done with globalization and capitalism over the last like 40, 50 years. That's why like change not coming from the people. That's why you see all these people on Instagram, Facebook, and all that other kind of stuff, and you see people rallying in pockets and stuff like that, but it ain't like it was like in the 60s and stuff like that, because we have gotten comfortable. We have gotten complacent. We have decided to become keyboard warriors and stuff like that. People was doing a lot more like stepping and stumping back in the day, but that's not actually happening right now. But as far as the SAFE Act is concerned, it is more of a ploy for the right side to be able to get more votes for themselves so that they can retain power, because their approval ratings and all of that shit is going bad, right?
So what is about having an ID racist?
Okay.
Everybody in America can get an ID. If an American citizen has the access to get an ID.
It's not true. It's not.
Why not?
True. There are a lot of barriers to be able to get this. First of all, you got to be able to get there, bro. We grew up privileged, fam. We grew up privileged. Like, you got to remember that, bro. We didn't grow up.
I understand that.
in fucked up situations, dog.
It's
So
20. I know.
but you got to think about it. You can't think about it like yourself. Then you got to think
But
about it
those
like
people in those
people.
bad situations, okay, those people in those bad situations, you think they're out going to the polling place I mean, you guys think the percentage of people that vote in general is very small in the United States. You think those people that are that privileged can't even get to a DMV or finding a way to get to the polling station? No,
Yeah, bro. Like
no,
it's
they're
bro.
not.
Like
They're not.
I'm telling you. Look, bro. I used to think the way that you thinking. Like it's insane to think that an adult can't get an ID. It is insane to think that an adult can't do. But what I'm telling you is, I ain't gonna lie to you, Ryan. It is insane the amount of people who cannot get an ID. It is insane the amount of people who cannot get these basic documents that we think are so accessible to everyday Americans. It is insane, like how hard it is for people to be able to obtain these things. Like, it don't make sense to me either, bro.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I'm saying
hard for me to
CNN.
believe.
I'm saying I'll go based off a liberal. CNN just released a study just yesterday. 94% of African Americans have ID. 76% of African Americans believe that the SAFE Act should be passed. 82% of Hispanics, and then like 86% of whites. So the grand majority of people have access, have the ID or have access to it, or everybody has access to it. And then the majority, almost 80% of everybody all across the board want the voter ID. And if you talk to most normal American citizens, they either one say, yeah, of course I have an ID, or two, oh, this isn't already a law. How do we not already have this as law? It makes no sense.
Like, I'm not, but the thing is,
I think people based
it's
on too
being
many
talked about
excuses.
very surface level though, bro. When you talking to non-politicals about political stuff, like the headline is, we making a law to make voting more secure, right? Like I told you, I put this post up, I posted my article, right? And the
Mhm.
guy goes in the comments and goes, I made over $1 million in my pharmacy career. He didn't fucking open it and read. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like most people are not gonna read, bro. It's the whole reason why they did all this hemp shit went crazy in Texas, bro, because they didn't think that everybody who read the bill would have read it.
Mhm.
And when they read it, they was like, "Oh damn, we gotta call this back in. That's why we gonna jack all the prices up." So these people like we gotta rein it back in because we didn't think they was gonna read. Most people don't read that shit. You open a bill, as soon as you look at it, it's like, oh my god, I don't want to read this. It's in little ass font. They got lines everywhere. They got numbers everywhere. It is not something that the regular person is gonna want to read. So yeah, Americans are gonna say, yes, I think we need this bill because on the surface it do sound like something that will protect Americans. And most black people are patriotic, even though we was brought here against our will. Most niggas love America. They love being here. They don't want to move nowhere else. If you was born here and you from here, don't matter if you're black, white, purple, red, blue, or gay. It don't matter. They love living in America. They like being Americans. But at the same time, those people really understood the nuance of these bill packages that were being passed, they wouldn't be so gung-ho to say, yes, we should have that. Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm saying on
You want
surface
to talk
level, I'm
about that?
saying no, on surface level. I'm saying stick surface level. Obviously, I have to look into the bill. I haven't looked into it as much, but I'm saying just the
Well, you gotta
general
look
question.
at it. That's the important part. But the
But I'm
important
saying,
part is looking at. You
but
got to get
but
into the meat and potatoes,
yeah,
bro.
but I'm saying we're both on the same page. Neither of us looked at it. Okay, but if I'm saying face value, if it's one, if
You know what, bro?
hypothetical, because
You
obviously
know
it's
what?
not.
We gonna do this for 5 more minutes, bro. I'm pulling it up.
If it was one page and it said, hey, every American citizen had to have a vote, had to have an ID to vote. That's not racist. That's not. There's no hindering.
Oh,
That's propaganda and emotion. Hey, look, they're trying to. No, they're not. They're trying to block people. Black people. No, they're not. They're trying to do Mexicans. No, they're not. Every American citizen allowed to vote. They're trying to secure it so nobody illegally can vote.
all right, cool. Hold up, wait. We gonna go over it right now, bro. We finna go over it right now. Fuck it,
Let's go. We both get educated right now because I haven't looked at it. All I know is the surface level.
right now, bro. Finna get a summary right now.
Now, if it says if you're black and you have to pass a reading test, something like that, like back in the day, those ignorant people were doing, then yes, I can understand that. That's racist
But
for
it's
sure.
not gonna be like that, bro. That's not what
Or
racism look like today, bro. That's not what racism
what's
look
it?
like today. Racism is not that. You know, bro. Let me tell you. Remember when I moved to Michigan. Remember when I
Yeah.
moved to Michigan to work in that campaign? I was in Livonia, Michigan. I found out that Livonia, Michigan is one of the most racist places in America. Who'd have thunk it, right? Like Livonia, Michigan. I'm at a Walgreens getting a Snickers bar, and I'm standing there, And I'm in line, I'm waiting, I'm next. And this old white lady come and she just like hopped in front of me. And then the dude at the cashier was like, yo, what's up, Bertha? Like, and I'm looking at them, like, what the fuck wrong with y'all? Like, am I invisible? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, oh, I didn't think you were mine. That's racism. The fact that he just let this white lady, like, I was invisible, bro. Like, but like, you would think like this customer service, you know, this America. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, or like when I used to go out to Oregon to go kick with my partners. And we the only two Negroes walk into a diner and all the white people turn around and go, who's that nigga on that net? Like, what is he doing? What are you doing here? Like, that is what it's like, bro. Like, if they not finna, they don't put it in your face like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's more covert. It's a lot more like nuance, like in the paperwork, in the money, like stuff like that, redlining. They got, you know what I'm saying? They start hanging niggas from trees and they stop, you know what I'm saying, making it so that we wouldn't want to read. Like, that's where we are, like with racism. So it's not gonna say poll test. It's not gonna say you gotta pay. But it's gonna say some shit that is going to infer that the population that they are trying to marginalize is cold.
Well, let's see. Let's see what it says. I am willing to be proven wrong. I doubt it, but I'm willing to be proven.
All right, bet. SAVEC, pros and cons. What supporters say are pros: tightens voter registration rules to prevent non-citizens from registering. Adds more documentation checks to verify citizenship. Pushes states to regularly clean voter rolls. Frames election security as top priority. What the critics say are cons: it makes voter registration harder for millions of eligible Americans. Let's figure out how.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty simple to get voter registration. I did it
We're going.
in like 5
We're
minutes.
going. Requires document many people don't have, like passports or updated birth certificates. That's unreasonable. A lot of people lose birth certificates. A lot of people don't have passports. I don't have a passport.
Passport's fine. Passport's fine. Birth certificate, just go down to your local municipality and get your birth certificate.
But it's what I'm saying. Like, people who are impoverished do not have that. Like, bro, we got cars, bro. We grew up middle class. You feel military kids, bro. Like, everybody we know got cars. Somebody got a car. Somebody can go do that. Like, motherfuckers is riding the bus, bro. I live in Houston, bro. Like, to get from a historically black neighborhood to City Hall on a bus, that's a long ride, bro. That's a long, exhausting ride. And you got to be able to get over there. That's 2 hours. That's 2 hours, 3 hours, bro. Like,
I would say that the class issue then, or economic issue, because then there's whites, Mexicans, blacks, Asians, all that are super poor that cannot do that. So it's not a race issue.
Not disagreeing, but it is disproportionate. Like there are
disproportionately
more people,
affects.
Yeah, it disproportionately affects black and brown people. That's the thing. Like, it does, like, because the majority of people who are lower middle class to impoverished are not the people of the lighter hue. Okay, let's finish. Hold on. How the fuck do you say that word?
Disproportionately
affects people of color, seniors, young voters, and married people who change their names. Limits or disrupts mail-in and online voter registration, which millions rely on. The mail-in voters, we just seen it in this last election. The changes to the mail-in voters is crazy. Now, like, they're saying, like, you know, all the mail fraud and all that other kind of shit, but like, it was very minimal. Like, yes, people do be lying. Not saying that. Like, we agreed already on this show that people be on bullshit. They be lying and stuff like that. That is true. Like, people do be lying, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough for all of this.
I did name one.
Registered voters to reprove eligibility while updating basic info like address of party. Encourages voter purges that often remove eligible citizens by mistake. They was doing that bullshit in Georgia, which is fucked up. They just take you out the voter roll. You go up to your polling place, not even knowing that they took you out the voter rolls, and you put your shit down there, and they go, oh, you can't vote. And Miss Martha been voting here at Freedom Victory Baptist Church for 45 fucking years, and now today she can't get in that motherfucker because why? Because Trump called Georgia and say, hey, go and scrub that shit so that we can get a couple more votes. It's some bullshit. Solves a problem that existing laws already address. This is true. So, why it makes registration harder? New paperwork that most people don't have. The passport, the birth certificate. Most people only have a driver's license. Licenses usually do not show citizenship, so it wouldn't be enough. Name mismatch blocks people. So if you got married, so like, if your wife, right, like there was any issue held up with y'all, last name being changed up, she wouldn't be able to vote. That would affect her and other women like her, right? So
Yeah,
this
you know
is
what she did?
not
We did
just,
that right before we voted, and we brought our marriage certificate,
yeah,
our
but
name
you're a
up
middle
change,
class
everything like
white
that.
man. You're a
I'm just saying.
middle
I'm just saying.
class
I'm
white
just
man.
this.
You're a
This is where
middle
we
class
differ.
white
This
man.
I say
Middle
this is where we
class
differ.
white man.
I'm saying if white people couldn't vote for the same exact problem, I don't care. Figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not
Get
like
your paperwork.
like
I'm
like
saying.
I don't
I
disagree
said
with you. I don't disagree
someone
with you
said
on
something
that.
about white people. Ma'am, if you hear me, if white people can't vote because they can't get down to the DMV and get their proper paperwork, sorry, like go get the
Right.
paperwork, figure it out.
But
White people
right.
too.
Right. White people too. Not disagreeing with you on there. But the point is that the word I can't say, disappropriately.
Disproportionately.
Yeah, that
It's a
disproportionately.
hard one. I have the same thing I have
It's
about. I gotta
it's
say it two or
cool.
three times before I get it right.
Yes. But it does that to
Yeah, that
more
word.
people who are not white than white. And that is the problem. That is the problem. Like, we can agree that, like, yes, you're an adult, go handle your shit. You should be able to handle your shit. We agree there. We can shake hands there. Where we're missing each other is if there's 5 white people, there's 40 non-white people that this affects. So that means that, like, there's less people on this side that can vote, but this side of people is only going down like a little bit, like very slowly. So there's more people over here that can participate and less people over here that can participate. And it's fucked up that these people get to participate without a lot of barriers, but these people got to jump through hoops. And that is what this is doing. So, like, it is, and then also, who, like, they got all this shit going on. You ever been to a poll, bro? The people be all over
Okay,
there.
all right. Let me take
Like,
that analogy that you just used. Let me give an analogy of that, so we can bring it back to the. So like you're saying, 5 white people, 40 black people. Okay, so take that, and then take the many people killed by illegal immigrants. Small number, not publicized as much, and they don't matter. But let's post a 5-year-old kid on CNN and look at all the illegals. They have children here. Let's side with them. The media and everybody uses empathy and they pull out people's heartstrings. Hey, look, the masses they're the ones that care, but these are getting murdered. Who cares about them? But that's the same thing. I think, and I sympathize with people that can't get it, but the masses, a majority of society is like, we don't care. Like, get it together, or you can't vote. This is a simple thing. If it's not simple for you, I'm sorry. Find a way to make it simple.
but the
And it
thing
sounds
is,
terrible. It sounds terrible. Honestly, I hear.
it's not. It's the thing is, right? Like, okay, like, let's take it back to the poll tax and shit like that, right? White people used to tell niggas that it's only 30 cents, boy. You should be
No, no
able to
one should ever
vote.
have to pay. All the stuff
But
back
I'm
in the day
saying,
was extremely racist. Extremely racist.
wait, bro. But just the dog whistle, bro. Like, but it seemed like something so minuscule though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like something that's simple. Like, you should be able to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to get your driver's license. You should be able, but that's you. That's you dictating how somebody else's life should be going by the way that you perceive reality. That's unfair. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't disagree with you. I hate a lazy motherfucker, bro. Get up, go to work, get some money, take care of your kids, take care of yourself, wash your ass, be productive. Make sure that what you do every day adds to society and it don't take away. We can agree on that. But what I can't agree on is if you were to tell me that you gonna make a rule, you feel me? We gonna play this game, you feel me? But we gonna make this rule so that, like, we get a half a more point every round before the other team. You feel me? Yeah, we gonna win, but that's some bullshit. That's this. That is this. Like, you gotta play by these rules over here, bro. Like, going back to the hemp, bro. You know, it used to be $150 to get a hemp retail license in Texas, bro. It was
Nah, how much is it?
$150, bro. It costs $20,000 now, fam. You know who that disproportionately affects, bro?
Everybody who don't have 20,000.
Yeah, bro, but most of them people, bro, is black and brown, bro. More people who got $20,000 or got somebody who got $20,000 is normally white, bro. Normally, bro, they Indian or something like that. Like, and that's very like rare. You know what I mean? Like, but most of them white. They white.
I can see.
Oh yeah. Because the voting shit is fucked up, bro. Like them people be at the polls all day long. Then you got them old people in there who work in the computers and shit like that. They scared as hell. Because you got these crazy motherfuckers running around talking about y'all trying to cheat and shit like that. And they just trying to volunteer, but they only getting paid like $15, $16 an hour. They ain't getting paid enough for that shit. They out there working on the Widowmaker too.
Yeah, I'm not saying the cheating thing. There is some validity to it. I don't know. We can get into that left another time. But I mean, Hillary Clinton, after Trump won in 2016, she said she cheated. There was voter fraud, etc. Then Trump said it in 2020, and now it's like, what? Our most free and fair election ever. Obama got the most votes of all time, or Biden got the most votes of all time. Come on, guy. That's BS. There's no way in history there's no way possible Biden got that many votes legally.
I mean, I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We have been on here almost 2 hours. I told y'all at the beginning. I told y'all about my boy at the beginning. I told you, started off slow, but it got fired up, though. Yo.
Hey, let me just say one thing. Everybody get educated, read the bills, get out and vote. Local votes, your local government's the most important. Just get all the information you possibly can and make the best choice for you and your family and your community. However you may vote, Democrat or conservative, I know we all can find compromise and a resolution to help us all because it's us against them. You know what I mean? The elites in government against us, and we need to stay together at the end of the day. We may have disagreements, but we're more alike than they want us to know.
Unity. Yes, Ryan, I want to thank you for coming on, for firing up the chat, for
I appreciate
a different perspective, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody not going to like it, and that I don't think that matters. You feel me? What they like. You know what I'm saying? Because thanks for the plantation, bro.
I got nothing but love for everybody in the comments. I got nothing but love.
Everybody ain't gonna like it, bro, but it is good to hear, you know what I'm saying, what other people think, even if it is not something that you positively can agree with. I do appreciate you sharing your opinion with my audience and myself. I love having these conversations with you. As often as we can. Shit, man. Ryan, you got anything else you want to say before we get off?
No, I want to say I appreciate everything. Like I said, everybody in the comments, I appreciate the comments because I'm learning from you just as much as you guys are learning from me. Like, there's things I don't know. There's things I don't have experience with, and I'm willing to take everything in. I like to tell everybody who's watching or who watches this podcast, don't live in an echo chamber. Don't surround yourself with people that are completely different than you. Surround yourself with people that think ideologically different than you, who come from different backgrounds, etc. Because if you continue to surround yourself with people that are like-minded and only think the way you do, you're going to be going down the wrong path. Like doesn't matter what side you're on. You want to be well-rounded individual and get as much information so you can make the best decision for you and your people. So don't close yourself off to anything else, anybody. That's my biggest thing. Don't close yourself off. Talk to everybody. The more we talk, the better we'll all be.
Right. Well, y'all know how I roll. I appreciate y'all. It's Thursday. I'm keeping it going. We're gonna get on. I
appreciate you guys.
Thursday. We're gonna have Ryan come back. I might set up a panel next time. Find a couple of they funny as hell. Find a couple of different people, you know what I'm saying? Find some comrades for Ryan. I bring some other people on here. We might have a little war of the minds. You know what I'm saying? A little razzle dazzle. But I sure do appreciate y'all. I hope the audio was better this time. I hope you learned something. I hope it made you feel something. Love, laughter, and happiness and all that good jazz. My baby is turning 4 on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, so on Facebook and on Instagram, I want y'all to go in there and tell Harper happy birthday. Yeah, man, this time.
Nothing but love for you and Harper.
Yes. And tell Melinda and Maggie I said hello. Melinda,
I appreciate you.
In the comments.
I love you, man.
Yeah,
Forever.
no, I
You
love
my
you too,
you
bro.
day
Love you
one,
too,
A1,
man. Yeah,
day one, brother.
Ryan is my brother. Like Ryan is my guy, man. Me and Ryan have been friends since we were like what 16, like
Hmm.
yeah, around about like 16. Back there in San Diego, California, in the cul-de-sac. Both our dads were sailors. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who lived in Phase 4. You know,
Yes,
back in
sir.
the day, you know what I'm saying? Garage parties. Me and Ryan used to get in a lot of that
Yeah,
bad
the
shit together.
functions.
Yeah,
I
used to. Ryan used to be a swanger. If y'all
was
can
the only
believe
white
it,
person in that bitch.
Ryan used to be. He was. Ryan was the only white person. Ryan. It was me, Ryan, Black, Ronnie, Dominic. Used to be outside kicking it all day
And then,
long. Ryan been my brother for as long as I can remember. You know, and so it's good to have, you know what I'm saying, sharp people around you because iron sharp as iron. And Ryan has always been somebody to keep me sharp, and I appreciate him for that. You know,
thanks for
so
having me, brother.
if you have sorry friends, get better friends. Until we meet again. Peace,
Nothing but
peace.
love, brother.